Welcome back, friends. Today we will deal with a new module, metrics, or in other term, we can use the term matrices. Matrices is the plural of the term matrix. So you may come across in certain theoretical part where these two words has been used synonymously. Okay, before we go into matrix, first of all, matrix or matrices is a part of mathematical concept. It is actually a rectangular arrangement or a table of numbers, symbols, expressions arranged in a number of rows and columns so that a certain information can be represented through a simple table. The representation may be in the form of a square or a rectangle table consisting of rows and columns. We will discuss about with an example. See, here is a case. A and B are two persons. They purchase some items from the market, whereby A purchased 4 kg of sugar, 1 kg of onion, 1 kg of potato, and B purchased 2 kg of sugar, 2 kg of potato, and 1 kg of onion. So this is an information that happened in the market. We can represent the same information by a simple table consisting of rows and columns. So before we go into that, we have to understand the concept of the same information regarding the purchase of two persons can be represented through a simple matrix form like this. A matrix is usually a table consisting of rows and columns and comprising within two brackets. It may be two square brackets or two lines, and that depends upon the nature of the question. You can use any type of brackets, but basically you have to follow square brackets. So remember that you have to put two square brackets outside the matrix. Every matrix consisting of rows as well as columns. Here A and B are two persons. They purchase some items from the market. Instead of writing these in a detailed explanation, we can represent the same in a simple table. See, in a simple table. Here, the row. The first row represents the purchases made by A. See, A purchased 4 kg of sugar, 4, 1 kg of onion, 1 kg of potato. And the second row represents the purchases made by B, where 2 kg of sugar, 2 kg of potato, and 1 kg of onion. And first column shows the purchases of sugar, and second column shows the purchases of potato. Sorry, first column represent sugar, second column represent onion, and third column represent potato. So instead of writing an activity or an action or an information in a theoretical manner, the same can be represented through a simple table consisting of various rows and columns. Usually it's a table consisting of numbers, symbols, or any sorts of arrangements. Usually we are going to deal with the problems relating to matrices regarding numbers. So this is how a matrix is made. So remember, a matrix, it may be a square or it may be a rectangle. Anyway, whatever it is, it consisting of various rows and columns of numbers. This is known as matrix. Next one, we will discuss about different types of metrics or matrices which we have to deal as a part of our syllabus. First one, rectangular matrix. Any matrix with m rows and n columns. Remember, the row is termed as alphabetic letter m, and columns are represented by n. Remember that symbols. So any matrix with m rows and n columns is called a rectangular matrix of order m into n. Usually a matrix is represented by m into n, an order of m into n. Usually we say like that. Let's see one example. A matrix order of m into n can be denoted by Aij. Here A subscript I and J. The symbol signs may be you find it similar, but the letters are I and J. I represent row and J represent column. So let's deal with an example. See, this is a matrix. It's a rectangular matrix because it consists of rows and column where there are 3 rows and 4 columns. That is, M means 3 rows and N means 4 columns. So instead of saying a 3 row 4 column, we can easily say that this matrix is in the order of 3 into 4. That is known as M into N order. This is how you are representing a matrix, square matrix or rectangular matrix. Instead of specifying, it can be used to specify a particular matrix with its order. So this is a matrix which is known as 3 into 4 matrix or M into N order. And next important thing you must remember is that each element within a matrix is represented by a formula or a variable with a subscript consisting of various numbers. We will discuss about each part. See, this matrix consisting of 3 rows, 4 columns. Remember, 3 rows and 4 columns. And here first letter 3. Instead of saying first letter 3, we use a specific formation like A subscript 1 1. And what is the meaning of A subscript 1 1? A means A represents the variable which represents whatever the element that is present in that matrix. And A11, remember you have to say A11, not A11, because 1 and 1 they represent different items. Here A, first one represents row. Here A1 represents row and again A1 after 1 the second one represent column. So 1 means first row and next one means first column. So first row and first column, this is the point where that row and column meets. That's how you represent each element in a matrix. Next one, 1. How we are going to represent? It is known as A12. A1 means first row. Here 1 is in the first row but it is in the second column. That is why A12. Next one, 5. 5 is in the first row but it is in the third column. So it is represented by A subscript 1 3 equal to 5. Next one, 2. It is in the first row but it is in the fourth column. So it is represented by A14. So each number in a matrix is represented by its position in the matrix. Every element has a position in its row basis as well as column basis. On the basis of that position only each element is represented. Next one, 2. It is in the second row, first column, so it is written as A21. Next one, 1. It is in the second row, but it is in the second column, so it is represented by A22. Next one, 2. 2 is in the second row but it is in the third column, so it is represented by A23. It's 2. Finally 3, it is in the second row and in the fourth column, so it is represented by A24, that is 3. And finally next one, last line, 8. 8 is in the last row, means it's in the third row but it is in the first column, so it is written as A31 equal to 8. 0 is in the third row, second column, 32 equal to 0. 1 is in the third row and is in the third column, A33 equal to 1, and finally 3. I hope you understand the concept of how to represent each element in a matrix. So remember, every matrix can be represented by M into N order. M represent rows, N represent columns, and Aij, I represent row, J represent column, and how to identify each element in a matrix. You have to remember all these concepts. Next one, square matrix. As the name suggests, a square matrix means a matrix that is in the form of a square. A matrix with equal number of rows and columns is called a square matrix. When there are n rows and n columns, it is a square matrix of the order n, or it is also known as n-rowed square matrix. We will discuss the same part within an example, then you will understand the theory. Here, there is a matrix. See, it has 3 rows and 3 columns. So this it is a square matrix because whenever m is equal to n, that is when its row is equal to columns, it is known as square matrix, and it is always represented by its writing. This matrix is a square matrix of order 3. So instead of writing 3 into 3 means 3 rows and 3 columns, when m and n are equal, it can be said as it is a matrix of order 3. If it has 4 rows and 4 columns, we can say that it is in the matrix is in the order of 4. So in case of a square matrix, you need not have to specify m into n. You just need to specify the number of rows and columns. Common number, it will be a common number. So just specify the number. That's how you represent a square matrix. So remember how to represent a rectangular matrix as well as a square matrix. I hope you understand the concept. Next one, row matrix. I hope everyone will know the term row. As the name suggests, row matrix is a matrix that only have a row. Matrix having only one row is called row matrix. This is an example of a row matrix because here is only one row, 5, 2, 4, 2. 5 first element, second element, 4 third element, 2 last element. You can write 5, we can even write 5 to 6 items because there is no specification regarding how number of items that can be included in a matrix. Any number of items can be included in a matrix. So only whenever there is only one row, it is that matrix is known as row matrix. Next one, column matrix. Previously we discussed row matrix. As the name suggests, a matrix having only one column is known as column matrix. See, this is an example of a column matrix. Here there is only one column. This is an example of column matrix. Next one, leading diagonal matrix. Leading diagonal. First of all, we'll study what is meant by leading diagonal. Okay, let's study what is meant by leading diagonal. Diagonal usually represent is side means cross moving of a line, or a cross movement representation is known as diagonal. And what is meant by leading diagonal? Here elements A1, A11, A22 and A33. We will discuss with an example, then only you will understand. Consider the matrix A. See. And next one, matrix A. Matrix A means the name of this matrix. Usually a matrix may be represented by an alphabet A, B, C, D, whatever the alphabet that we will be using, on base of cases which we are going to discuss. Usually the matrix may be given an informal name of an alphabet like matrix A. So here I am using matrix A. Matrix A means this one. This matrix is known as matrix A. This is a square matrix because it has equal number of rows and columns, and elements within the matrix may be positive numbers or negative numbers. It doesn't affect our computational analysis. Okay, this is a square matrix and elements A11, A22, A33. I hope you know what is meant by A11, A22, A33. We have discussed the same part in the previous slide. So I hope you guys doesn't want the explanation again. So in this matrix, see, A1 represents 3, this one, A22 means second row, second column, and 6, and A33 means third row, third column. See, these 3 numbers represents leading diagonal. Why? Because here numbers in these elements are 3, 6 and 18. If you go through the nature of the numbers, there is an increasing trend with each numbers. 3 has increased to 6, 6 increased to 8, and if it is going like that, then the next number is increasing, then that matrix is known as a leading diagonal matrix. So the elements in a leading diagonal are 3, 6 and 18. Here diagonal means because it is going slanting from one point to another and it is increasing strength. It is showing an increasing trend, otherwise known as leading trend. That's why it is known as leading diagonal matrix. Next one, diagonal matrix. I hope you understand what is meant by leading diagonal. So diagonal matrix is almost similar to the leading diagonal. We will discuss about that part. A square matrix in which all the elements except those in the leading diagonal are 0 is called leading diagonal matrix. A square matrix in which all elements except those in the leading diagonal are 0 is called diagonal matrix. See, this is a matrix. This is a square matrix. Usually leading diagonal and diagonals, these all happen in a square matrix scenario. This is square matrix consisting of equal number of rows and columns. See, here the leading numbers are 5, 6, diagonal numbers. See, here the diagonal numbers 5, 7, 8. These numbers are the only numbers and the others are 0. So if in a square matrix, if the leading numbers or leading numbers within the matrix are any numbers other than 0 and remaining cells or remaining elements in the matrix are 0, that matrix is known as diagonal matrix. In other words, a square matrix represented by Aij. Ij means I represent row, J represent column, is a diagonal matrix represented by Aij equal to 0 if I is not equal to J. Because here I is not equal to J means I means me a row and J means column. When rows and columns doesn't equal to each other, in that case Aij will be 0. Here it is not that case because here number of rows and columns are equal. So here since a number of rows and columns are equal, Aij will not be 0. Will not be 0 because here the diagonal elements are numerals other than 0. That is the concept of this matrix scenario. So this is known as diagonal matrix. When numbers within the matrix where diagonal position are numerals other than 0 and remaining elements in the matrix are 0, it is known as diagonal. Next one, scalar matrix. Scalar matrix is also a diagonal matrix in which all the diagonal elements are equal is called scalar matrix. See, again the same example. It is a square matrix. See the diagonal numbers. The diagonal numbers will be the same. That is known as scalar matrix. Here the other numbers are 0 because diagonal matrix is only the diagonal numbers will be the numerals, others will be 0. That is known as diagonal matrix. When the numbers in the diagonal position are similar, it is known as scalar matrix. You need to remember all these types of matrices because during computation you may ask to find what is meant by scalar matrix, what is meant by diagonal matrix. Sometimes in question they may ask to prepare an example for a scalar matrix. So you need to aware about what is the concept and meaning of scalar matrix and various examples of scalar matrix. It may be scalar matrix or diagonal matrix, depends. The diagonal matrix in which all diagonal elements are equal is called scalar matrix. The same can be represented through variables. This is a variable representation of a scalar matrix. Next one, null matrix or zero matrix. As the name suggests, null means nothing, 0 means there is no other numerical value. So a matrix consisting of 0 only values is known as null matrix. A null matrix looks like this. It may have equal number of rows and equal number of columns. It may be a rectangular matrix, it may be a square matrix, depends. But if the elements within the matrix are 0, all the elements within the matrix are 0, that metrical matrix is known as null matrix or zero matrix. I hope you understand the concepts of matrix and the various rules and basic concept that has to be remembered while dealing with matrices. So just go through the various theoretical aspects, different types of matrices, what are the nature and the concept of each type of matrices. Just familiarize each item. We will discuss about further cases of matrices before going into the practical application of matrices. That's all for today. Thank you.